Hey, welcome back. So today the last video I did was for calculating binomial probability, and that was pretty easy if you do the calculators and if you got the notes for it. So today we're going to do mean and standard deviation of a binomial random variable, and this is also pretty easy. So if I click on this, student view. All right, so let's dive in. All right, this is pretty easy. Just need to focus, and you can get through this. The college has over 5,000 students, so the population is more than 5,000. Right, college has 5,000, over 5,000 students, 10% of which are left-handed. A new lecture hall is being planned that will seat 300 students, and college officials want to be sure there are enough left-handed desks. Well, there's a big problem sometimes, in places where, especially in education institution, in lecture halls, left-handed students sometimes, they felt discriminated because there are no left-handed desks for them. So anyway, it looks like this college is doing the right thing, trying to provide enough left-handed desks for left-handed students. Suppose we randomly select the groups of 300 students from this college. So it sounds like n is 300, right? So what are the mean? What are the mean and standard deviation of left-handed students in this group of 300? So whenever you're asked to find the mean of a binomial random variable or the standard deviation of a binomial random variable, the formula is as such. You determine the n, and then you multiply that by the p, the probability of success. And for standard deviation, it's very simple, right? Square root, and then you take the n, multiply by the p, multiplied by the 1 minus p. So if you remember that formula, and we should be good to go for the both calculating mean and calculating standard deviation. So here, n is what? N is 300, and what is p? P is, we were told, only 10%, so 0.1. So for the mean here, it's 300 times 0.1. So 300, so let's go. I should use my mouse. 300 times 0.1. Okay, 30, right? 30. My mean is 30. So what does that mean? That means if the college was to sample 300 students every time, right? Keep sampling and sampling, the mean on average, they will find 30 out of the 300 students in the sample who are going to be left-handed students. So this mean means on average. Now, how do we find the standard deviation? Remember the formula? The formula is square root. So how do we get square root? We take its square root sign. I see right here, the blue color square root sign. If I click second, square root, and then I'm going to put n. My n is 300 multiplied by p. My p is 0.1 multiplied by 1 minus p, right? And 1 minus 0.1, close the bracket. Ta-da! So the standard deviation is 5 point, round off to the nearest 10, should be 5.2. Okay, so here again, what is my n? A blood plasma donation company accepts 40 volunteers per day. Based on previous data, they know that 15% of volunteers will be turned away for some reason. Maybe they're sick, maybe, there's so many different reasons for turning volunteers away. I don't know. Maybe they don't look good. I don't know. So let X represent the number of patients that get turned away in a set of 40 volunteers. So we want to find on average how many volunteers will be turned away. So the formula is what? N times P, right? N is what? 40. What is my P? 15%, which is 0.15. So take 40, N times P, 0.15. That would be 6. So on average, this donation company, turns away 6 volunteers. Yeah, So what is the standard deviation? What's the formula? Second square root, and I take the same thing, 40, which is the n, times 0.15, which is the p, times 1 minus point, 0.15, right? 1 minus p. And it seems like the standard deviation is 2.3, round to the nearest tenth, well, one decimal place. Tenth is one decimal place. So here we are. There's two formulas to find the mean. You take n times p to find the standard deviation of the binomial random variable. You take square root of n times p times 1 minus p. Right. Hope that was short. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.